I don't know a cheesy joke. Come on, you know a fun joke.
Yes, okay. We'll give you the...
Can you find something?
Try it. Try it.
Yeah.
How's the coconut truffle over there, guys? You like it? Some of you? It's okay? It's really, really sweet.
Keep pushing it.
How many pictures do you want?
As many as you can.
Okay.
So, hello everybody.
Hello.
I am really very happy today. Do you know why? Because in my home country, I teach students who are like in your age, and I miss teaching students in your age, you know? So, today I'm going to talk to you about my country, which is Morocco. I hope some of you know where it is. If not, I'm going to show you where. And would you like to learn some expressions from Arabic, my language? This would be interesting, I think. Okay, so let's start by teaching you some Arabic, some expressions, just how to greet, how to say your name, okay? Then I will show you the aspects of my culture, okay? So, if you want to greet, you say, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. It means, peace be upon you. This is the meaning. Assalamu alaikum. Okay? So, what?
How do you spell that?
The spelling. Okay, you have to know this Arabic has different writing system. If you want me to spell it, even though it's would be, I think. So, okay, so this is Arabic just to discover how it's written. Assalamu.
Can you spell that?
Assalamu alaikum. This is how it's pronounced.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. It means it's a greeting, and the meaning is peace be upon you. Do you have any question?
Yeah. So do you just write backwards or?
Yes, we write backwards, not like in English and French and Spanish.
Or maybe we write backwards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is the greeting. This word means peace. Okay, so if we want to greet in our language, we say Assalamu alaikum. So I would like you to repeat after me, okay? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Very good. Can you repeat again? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Excellent. So if you want to answer this greeting, we reverse these two words. We say alaikum assalam. You see, this is the answer. Alaikum assalam. It means peace be upon you too. Okay? So, if I say assalamu alaikum, what do you say?
Alaikum assalam.
Very good, excellent. Okay, alaikum assalam. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you my name, and then you tell me your names. Okay? So I say, Ana ismi Dries. Ana ismi Dries. Okay? Ana اسمي دريس. Okay. ما اسمك؟
اسمي سعد.
سعد. Good. ما اسمك؟
أنا اسمي بيتي.
Good. ما اسمك؟
أنا اسمي أميلي.
تشرفنا. ما اسمك؟
أنا اسمي هنا.
ما اسمك؟
أنا اسمي بيتي.
Good. Good. And you? ما اسمك؟
أنا اسمي بيرا.
Good. تشرفنا. ما اسمك؟
أنا اسمي
جيلي. جولي. تشرفنا. And you?
أنا اسمي أنا.
أنا اسمي أنا. It looks like I in Arabic. أنا means like I or I am. Okay? Good. So, if you want to say nice to meet you, you say تشرفنا.
Can you
تشرفنا.
spell that?
In Arabic or Arabish? This is English and Arabic both. It's called Arabish. Okay, say تشرفنا. تشرفنا. تشرفنا.
What does that mean?
That this means nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Okay? So, تشرفنا. Repeat after me. You, if you say تشرفنا, you say تشرفنا. We begin. Okay? So, ما اسمك? ما اسمك? What's your name? اسمي. اسمي. Can you repeat? Kate. Kate? Peyton. Okay. So say تشرفنا, and he should repeat تشرفنا. It means nice to meet you too. Okay? So that's all I think. Do you want to have any question, or do you want to learn something else? Do you have any question?
How do you say that?
Goodbye. You say إلى اللقاء.
Can you spell that?
So this is Arabic, then I will write it in Arabic. إلى اللقاء is goodbye. إلى اللقاء. Okay. There are letters that are not in English, like qa. إلى اللقاء. إلى اللقاء. Well, do you have any other question, or shall we move to know more about our culture? So this is first the flag of Morocco. Okay. So I'm going to show you the contents that I'm going to tell you today. So I'm going to show you the location of my country, the language, the religion. I'll show you some of the main cities in Morocco, and talk about food, clothes, even though I came with clothes. Then I talk about wedding ceremony and some types of music. Okay? So, the first, so this is just to know the world map. So United States is here. North Africa is in Africa, which is where Morocco is. Okay? So Morocco is in the extreme north of Africa. Okay? It's not too far from Spain in Europe. Between Morocco and Spain, there is what's called Gibraltar. there's a like crossing between the two countries. Okay, like just 30 kilometers I see, just between the two countries. Okay, so as you see here, it's in the North Atlantic Ocean, and there is Algeria near Morocco, and Mauritania and Tunisia. These are the countries bordering my country. Okay. Here you can see more of the map. And all these countries that I told you speak, of course, in Arabic. So the religion in Morocco is Islam, is the official religion. But of course, there are some Christians who are living there, and some Jewish people who are living there in peace and harmony, and they can just live with people without any problems, you know. But I can say that just 2 or 3% of the population who are like Christians and Jewish, but the others are Muslims. Okay. So the language, the official language is Arabic, but recently there is another language added as another official language. It's called Berber, because many people in Morocco speak that language, so they add it as an official language. Okay. And French is the second language in Morocco. So many people in Morocco speak French too, because we study French from the primary school. Okay, so many people just mix French words with Arabic in everyday conversation. So the other languages, French is used at schools, offices, media, business, government, and diplomacy. These are the domains where French is used. And English, Spanish, and German are used in schools as foreign languages. They study them, and in tourism too, because they need to communicate with tourists. So many people in the sector of tourism speak these languages. And Spanish language is spoken widely in the north, because the north of Morocco was colonized by Spain. So the influence of this still exists in the language, because they use Spanish a lot. They mix it, I mean, with Arabic words. But in everyday life, we speak another dialect. It's called like the Moroccan dialect. Okay? And another language, which is Berber, is used in many regions of the country. So you see, the country there is a multi-language, not like in America. You stick to English. You know English and you stick to it. But I know that you learn many other languages that we don't learn in our country.
What is Berber?
Berber is a kind of dialect which is spoken in some regions of Morocco, like the south, the north. But recently they make it an official language.
Is it real similar to Arabic?
It's not. For a long time, it doesn't have like a writing system. But like 4 or 5 years ago, they make its writing system. It's different from Arabic. Yeah. I don't know it actually, because I don't belong to the Berber area.
Okay.
So these are the main cities, or like the biggest cities in Morocco. We have Rabat is the capital city. It's called Rabat. And Casablanca is the biggest city. And another city called Marrakesh, they call it the Red City. I will know why it's called red. And Fez is called the spiritual and cultural city. Okay, so I'm going to show you some monuments from each city.
Where are you from?
My home city actually is near Fez. It's not in Fez, but my home city is, the nearest city is called Fez. Okay. So there are some monuments from the capital city. It's called Rabat. Okay. So this is one of the main streets of the capital city, in which there is parliaments and foreign embassies and so on. This is another monument of the country, which is called Darih Mohammed al-Khamis. It's the shrine of the former kings of Morocco. Okay, so there's a mosque and there's a shrine. So any person any like president or prime minister who visits Morocco, he goes to this place and he signs in a kind of golden book there. Because this is the most famous monument in the capital city. This is another picture of this kind of minaret of that mosque called Hassan minaret. This is another view of this monument. Well, another city is called Casa Blanca, which is the biggest city in Africa, actually. Yeah? It's the biggest city in Africa and the biggest city in Morocco. So it's the center of economy and business and finance and so on. Many people just go to the city to look for jobs and so on. So these are some pictures. Actually, it's called in Arabic Ad-Dar al-Bayda, which means the White House, like the White House. So the White House in Morocco too, not in the United States. It's called this because the buildings are white. That's why you call it like the White City. Okay, because most buildings are painted in white. Okay. This is another monument of this city. It's called the Mosque of Hassan the II. Okay.
Do you know how big it is, like the city?
How big it is? I don't know exactly. I can tell like the population. It includes like 5 million people. But how big I don't know exactly. This is another monument. It's a newly built mall. It's called the Morocco Mall. It's very beautiful from inside and outside. Yes?
Is that the mall?
Yeah, the mall it's the view of the mall from the top. From the top. Yeah. It's a very good mall and it's very beautiful from inside. Another city is called Marrakesh city, and it's described as the red city because the buildings are red. That's why they call it the red city. Okay. These are some information. It's known as the red city, and it is the most important former imperial city in Morocco's history. And it has one of the largest traditional markets in Morocco and in Africa. It has also one of the busiest squares in Africa and the world, which is called Jama' al-Fna. The name of the square that I will show you right now is called Jama' al-Fna. Okay? These are some pictures from this. Many activities are in this square. There are like acrobats and there are storytellers and others who play with snakes and who play with like monkeys and so on. So just every day they do these activities. And there are many types of food there. So many tourists go to this place and enjoy it. Do you have any question?
So you play with snakes?
No, just some just some certain people who it's a kind of activity for them. It's not all people, but just some. Like to attract, like tourists and so on. They have to do something unusual. You see what I mean? So not all people do that. You see what I mean? Yeah?
Does everybody wear like that?
These clothes? No, we wear them in like some occasions, like religious occasions or cultural occasions. But in everyday life, for example, going to work, we don't wear it. I wear them just to show you some of the clothes, because we will see others. Okay? So this is the picture of this place called Jamal. These are like restaurants. So this is the picture that I told you. They play with monkeys and snakes, just kind of something unusual, See?
I would play with the monkeys, not the snakes.
So, what's your question, Sarah?
Oh, I was saying like if that was my job, I'd rather play with the monkeys than the snakes, like show them.
Yeah. These are, everyone should create something to make some people to make a living, or everyone has its own objective. For example, they just wander with these types of music. They play this type of music, just they are interested in this type of music, and at the same time they make a living with it. So another city is called Fes. It's called the spiritual and cultural because it's the place for many schools and universities and so on. It's known for studies and schools, old schools and so on. This is a picture from that city. And this city has a university. It's called the University of Al-Qarawiyyin, which is the oldest university in the world. Yeah, this is the oldest university in the world. It's called University of Al-Qarawiyyin. Okay?
Because in social studies we're learning about like what they use for money. Do you guys like use our kind of money, or what kind of money do you use?
Kind of money?
Yeah.
Okay, the currency is called dirham. Dirham. I will show it to you later if you wish in Google image. Okay. So I said this is the oldest university in the world, and it's in that city. That's why they call it the cultural and the spiritual city, because it has cultural studies and religious studies and so on. Well, let's move to the Moroccan food. I'm going to show you some types of food that we eat. Yeah. So this is the main dish, or one of the main things that we eat, and Morocco known of. It's called couscous. Couscous. As you see, we put chicken in it, or meat, vegetables, and peas, and we eat it on Friday. In Morocco, every Friday, all families eat couscous for Friday. This is one of our traditions. Okay. And we eat it in groups, not individually, like this. So we have one dish and we eat on it using like spoons, or our grandparents eat with their hands because they are used to that. Yes?
When did you get sick?
Sorry, can you speak
When
up?
did you get sick?
Sorry, can you speak up?
When did you get sick?
I can't get what she said.
She wondered if you would get sick or become ill by everybody sharing the same dish.
No. Why do you think? Because everybody washes his hands and everything is pure. So I don't think there's something that may kind of disease. You see? Okay, another type of food is called the Moroccan tea. And Moroccans drink tea a lot. They drink it more than 3 to 5 times a day. Okay? And I brought here some tea tools. So this is the teapot. Okay? And this is called siniya, in which we put glasses. Okay. So this is actually how we pour tea. If for example this has tea, we pour it like this. I will show you a picture there. Show it. Okay. Yes.
Wouldn't that make a mess when you pour it so very high?
They're skilled to do that.
What? What's the question?
Wouldn't it like make a mess when you're like pouring it so high?
It will make a mess? No, people are used to that. So, for example, when they pour, they are used to that. So they will not pour, for example, in that side or in that side. They have to pour on the glass. You know. If someone of you can pour, of course they will make a mess because they're not used to that. See what I mean?
Attention teachers, will be practicing the song shortly for tomorrow.
So, so these are some information. So tea occupies a very important place in Moroccan culture, and it's. Do I have to be brief? Okay. So it's one of the biggest tea importers, and tea mint is a green tea with mint leaves, and it isn't just a drink; it's a sign of hospitality and friendship and tradition. Okay.
So is the mint tea the most popular tea?
Yes, most of people put mint in it, but there are others who prefer not to put mint in it. Well, this is another dish. It's called tagine. Okay. We make it with chicken or meat, and prunes, and olives, and so on.
Are those eggs also?
And yeah, some people put like beef and eggs on it. It can be prepared in different ways.
Okay.
These are some ways that can be prepared. So the Moroccan tagine combines lamb, fish, or chicken with a mixture of ingredients, spices, olives, vegetables, raisins, prunes, with fresh or preserved lemon. So these are the most popular ingredients in that dish. So these are different forms of that tagine that we eat in. It has different forms. It can belong to different cities, for example. Every city has its own shape, its own tagine.
And is it that shape because of the way it's cooked?
Yes.
That container?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm going to show you some clothes. For example, these are the men's clothes. This is called jellaba. I said we wear it, for example, in religious occasions, or for example, you are invited to a party or so on, and you want to show your pride of your country and so on.
Can you spell that?
Jellaba. Okay. Let's see.
What is a glove of what?
Jellaba. This is called jellaba. This is so these are other forms of this jellaba. This is called belga, that's what I'm wearing right now. This has different shapes or different colors. For example, this is another shape or another color. Okay.
How did you know what kind you were going to be in?
What's that?
How did you know what place you were going to be in?
The place? What do you mean?
Like what traditions you would follow.
Yeah, how did you know that?
How do we know that which thing that should we wear, you mean? For example, there are things that are worn in, for example, this jalaba should be worn with this bella. You see what I mean? For example, this bella should be worn with another type of jalaba, and so on. So everything they go together. Okay. So these are other types of clothes that are worn in the south of Morocco. They wear these types of clothes. These are some women's clothes. This is called jalaba for women. It's called jalaba for men, and these are jalaba for women. Okay. This is the scarf, because many girls wear the scarf. They have to cover their hair, so they wear this scarf. It's called hijab. Yeah.
So do like kids wear this kind of stuff too? Like if they go to like a party or something?
Kids.
Yeah.
For example, kids, they can wear like this. For example, if a small girl went with her mother to a party, her mother can buy a type of clothes to show that that her daughter is cute and so on, to show their pride of their clothes. Yeah.
My mom married an Arabic and then got divorced. But like her friends like wear the black clothing, and her friend wears the black cloth over her face. And anytime like the men come over, she has to be all dressed in like black. Why is that?
Okay. Well, this differs from a country to another. In my country, for example, we don't wear this. Women don't wear this scarf that covers the face. They wear only the scarf which covers the hair. You see. But for example, in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and Iran, Bahrain, and so on, some women, not all, but some women they believe that they have to cover all their face because of religious reasons in front of foreigners or foreign men. You see what I mean? So this is kind of so the religious reasons. This is their own belief, but not all people believe like it. You see? So I said these are some women's clothes they wear in parties, for example. Or they wear it actually in the wedding ceremony. Wedding ceremony, all women wear this. This is called takshita. They wear it for wedding ceremony. So now let's move to talk about the wedding ceremony. In Morocco, the wedding ceremonies includes several well-organized ceremonies that can last from 3 days to 1 week. There are some regions that they celebrate the wedding in 1 week. They have many traditions that they do for every day. But for others, they celebrate it in 3 days. Okay, and these activities are the ideal opportunity to bring Moroccan families together and to show the richness of Moroccan customs and traditions. Okay, so I'm going to show some pictures of, for example, the bride and the bridegroom in the main day of the wedding. And the main day, there's a kind of party with the music and so on, and bride and the bridegroom keeps changing clothes. For example, they wear, for example, these clothes, and they show up to the audience, they keep dancing and so on. They go and they wear other types of clothes, and they show up, they keep dancing and singing and so on. and they tell, I think, 4 or 5 or 6 times sometimes. This is one of the traditions. And for girls, they make henna. You know henna? How can we translate henna?
I think they know.
You know it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for girls, mainly girls, and the bride makes henna. So this is the it has different ways of making it. So there's another tradition. It's called the Immariya, which is they carry the bride on the shoulders, and they keep wandering in the place of the wedding. So we're going to watch a short video about that. The volume.